Hey guys, Chase E here for those who want more, and this video is going to be on a daily exercise that you can take to increase your discipline, because discipline is the number one attribute or skill you can have to be successful. So without further ado, let's jump into the whiteboard.
You can have anything you want if you are disciplined enough. So in this video, we are going to unlock your ability to level up your discipline. First, we're going to review why we need to develop a new type of discipline. Second, we're going to reveal the true function of your brain in relation to discipline. And third, we're going to relay the exercise you can do daily to increase your level of discipline. I think it is important for you to understand why discipline is so much harder today than it was 50 years ago. With the increase of technology, life has gotten much easier, much more comfortable, and we are advanced enough to where we no longer have to be disciplined to survive. You see, it's easy to get up at 4 in the morning if your life depends on it. We would not hit the snooze button if it meant for us and our families to go hungry. In the past, everything was day to day. There were no vacations. If you didn't work your land, you couldn't eat anything and you starved. So our ancestors developed an intense work ethic and disciplinary skill for the simple reason to survive. If you weren't disciplined, you simply died off. However, contrast that now with millions of calories just a walk away at a superstore, or a lenient job that wouldn't fire you if you came in late. The world is a much safer place than it was 100 years ago. We no longer need to be disciplined to survive. And because our automatic system or subconscious is programmed to do the least amount of work possible to survive, it defaults into lazy to conserve energy. We no longer need to be disciplined to survive. We want to be disciplined to thrive, which requires an entirely new level of mental energy. This is why you should make discipline your number one skill set. The greater your skill, the more you can do. But if you want to unlock a new level of discipline inside yourself, you need to understand how your brain works, because discipline isn't a battle between you and the environment, it is a battle between you and yourself. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. Can you put off temporary pleasure for a better pleasure in the future? The battle happens inside of you, and your brain is the culprit. You see, your brain is separate from yourself. The organ that is in your head right now is running calculations separate from the you that is aware. Your brain is your subconscious, and you are your conscience. Your brain handles everything on autopilot, and you handle the tasks that require focus, like watching this video. This ties into discipline because of the relationship between your subconscious and your conscience. When your conscience thinks, it sends a request to your brain. Your brain takes the request and runs it through its system to come up with a solution. For example, you see a donut at work and you immediately ask yourself if you can eat that donut. That request gets sent to your brain, and your brain comes back with a response based on the best options it's calculated. Here is the part everyone gets wrong. They misinterpret the response they get back from their brain as the decision they made, and they don't seek to question it any further. This is very dangerous because your subconscious optimizes for the present and not for the future. The way it is supposed to work is that you send a request to your brain, and then your brain sends you information back based on past experiences. Then you make a decision on what action to take moving forward. You can even reject what your brain produces and make a request for different options. Think about the phrase, "Let me think about this." Your brain is calculating further to come up with different options because you, your conscience, wasn't happy with the first couple of options that were presented. This is huge because 99% of people are operating without an incredibly important filter in their life, which is why their life is so rooted in the present. When you remove the conscience filter, every decision you make will be by the subconscious, which will optimize to benefit the short term regardless of the long term consequences. So, if you want to be more disciplined, you need to practice applying that conscience filter before you make decisions. This exercise will train you to do just that. The exercise looks like this. Step 1, have a clear goal. Step 2, listen to your inner dialogue. Step 3, compare dialogue against goal. Step 4, practice. Step 1, you need to have a clear goal set or you won't have a foundation to make decisions. Step 2, listen to your inner dialogue. Listen to your brain giving you options. Remember, these are not decisions. Only you can make decisions. But be careful, your brain is biased. It optimizes for the present, so what it sends you may not be in your best interest long term. Step 3, compare your dialogue against your goal. This is when you apply that filter. Do the options your brain generated align with your long-term goal? If they do, proceed, but if they don't, request more options from your brain. Step 4, practice. This doesn't work 100% of the time. Naturally, it's a skill that will need practice. Your conscience won't win every time because we are used to our subconscious making all the decisions. It takes time to rewire this process. Don't get me wrong, when you apply this, you can see instant results, but it won't be perfect unless you practice. You have to train your conscience to dominate your subconscious when it comes to making active decisions. Let me walk you through these steps with a real-life example. You arrive at work and someone brought donuts, but your goal is to lose 10% of your body weight by the end of the year. You stand still and listen to your brain trying to convince you to eat the donut because it associates donuts with pleasure. That is the case it makes, that is the option it presents. But it doesn't align with your goal of losing 10% of your body weight, so you request a different option, and your brain comes back with the options of walking away or eating a healthier snack instead. Both are better options and both align with your long-term goal. This is how your brain works. This is how you can increase your level of discipline. This type of discipline may not have been needed in the past, but in the age of abundance it is required to thrive. In the comment section below, type out what goal you will start using this for. It has already changed my life, and I can't wait to hear how it will change yours. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.